How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Just folding up my towel here. That little clothesline hanger, the retractable, I don't even have to retract it, but I set it up underneath my cupboards a while back, and when I get back from the gym doing my PT exercises and everything, I usually go into the hot tub as well to relax my muscles, and I got to use a towel to drive off. To drive off? Hang on, let me just bring it back a second. Oh! To dry off my bodice. And this has always been a point of like contention in the van. Is like, where do you hang a towel? Like, I could put it on one of these hooks, but then it's just in the way of the door. It's not that warm. It takes forever to dry. So right over my wheel well there with that clothesline is a perfect place to hang the towel and my swim shorts, except I just threw them on the back seat of the passenger seat. And they're nice and dry as well. I was at the gym yesterday. These have been hung up all night, and now they are bone dry. And I'm just getting ready to go off to my actual physical therapy appointment with the physical therapist and do that sort of check-in. I'm going about twice a week. It's going well, although I'll tell you, it's a very quick reminder how weak you are as soon as you do all of the stretches and exercises that they've assigned me, and everything really hurts afterwards. But it only hurts for a short amount of time, and then usually I feel really better afterwards, so it's easy to stay motivated to get this stuff done. Anyway, now in the last video, I ended it off by setting up my coffee maker so I could have coffee in the morning. I haven't been a huge coffee drinker lately because I usually like to drink it with a copious amount of sugar, although I was able to get away with just some creamer that morning. But I've switched over to sugar-free energy drinks, and I really have taken to the brand Rain Energy, but I didn't have any at the end of that video, and so I just got my coffee stuff ready, and then the day was fine. And then I got a message from one of my incredible Patreon supporters, Bill, and well, he had sent something in the mail, just a little something. So thank you very much, Bill. I got a whole bunch of Rain Orange Dreamsicle that will definitely hold me over, well, for at least, what is it, 12 days? Yes, we should be good. So let's get one of those bad boys out. Yum, don't have to worry about messing around with making coffee. And that is gonna be how we start today. Also, I got a couple packages in the mail. I got what I ordered, which are those rock stoppers for Grace's door hinges. She's a little mucky right now. Maybe we can get her cleaned up later and get these applied. Although there are current rock chips in her hinges, which are gonna have to be touched up before these can be applied. You don't know what I'm talking about? Stick around, or at least make sure you're subscribed and you didn't miss the last video where I was yapping about it. But surprisingly, I also received this in the mail, a whole big box of Tylenol. I don't know who it's from. I say we find out before we venture off into the Irish Pirate Queen for that PT appointment. It's not actually Tylenol, it's just like obviously some brand deal with Amazon Tylenol and apparently the NHL. Yes, you too can score against pain. Before we do that, though, I do want to get Penny fed so we don't forget about the little tubbers. So let's see how quickly she comes charging out of her little stoop up there. Penny, do you want some breakfast, darling? Oh, yes. Here she comes. Come hither. All right. Quarter of a meat puck for a full meat puck. There you go. You don't really need me to slice it up, do ya? There you go. Ooh, that smells lovely. I totally understand why you go crazy for this stuff. Get our little keep fresh lid here, slap it on there, and well, now you're in the way of where this has to go. So we're just gonna put you right over here by Penny. There we go. Gonna have to move this Rain. That's gonna have to make its way into the fridge. Let's get serious. Room temperature energy drinks, shockingly not as enjoyable as refrigerated energy drinks. Still decent though. And last things first. First things last, let's put the towel and the swimming shorts back into the gym bag. So the next time I hit the gym, I have everything I need, because I couldn't tell you how many times I've gotten there and not had everything I need. All right, let's see what's in here. It sounds very, I don't know. Use the back of the cat food spoon, as you do. Holy Dinah from Francis. Francis, I'm gonna have to start spreading the wealth here. She sent me little, ooh, yeah, white chocolate. Oh, somebody was paying attention. White chocolate Ferrero Rocher eggs. Thank you. Those won't be shared with anybody. A packet of coffee crisps. For those that don't know, this is my grandfather's favorite chocolate bar, and they are damn tasty. Can't remember if you have them in the States or not. No, I don't think you do. They kind of taste like coffee, but they definitely taste like chocolate, and they are delicious. She also sent me a whole bunch of little, what is this? White salted caramel hot chocolates. Yum. Gourmet Village. Well, thank you very much, my dear. I appreciate it. Oh, there's 4 of them. Look at that. Yum. Only will have one of those later this evening. Is that a tonight thing? I might be going to the movies tonight. Maybe it's a tomorrow night thing. I don't know. Shall see. Thank you very much, Francis. That was a nice little surprise. I like treats. Okay. Put those over there. Hot chocolate. It's funny, like the weather is finally starting to take a nice uptick here. I was checking the weather app when I woke up this morning. It was saying -4 degrees Celsius out on the iPhone app and +1 degree Celsius on the Weather Network app. Either way, both those temperatures are a yuck of a lot better than it has been around these parts. That being said, I'm still putting my toque on because it's still winter. Everybody just calm down. And this camp chair that I got at Decathlon has still been great. It's super easy just to move around, reposition wherever I want. Now I can put my boots on, no problem. And it folds down so easy and slides under the bed. So nice. Ow, sometimes you hit your head on your cupboard and everything's perfect. Believe me. You know what? I'm running. I run hot as it is. I'm just a sweaty sort of dude. I've got a lot of hair everywhere, and they stay nice and warm. The diesel heater's been ticking away all night. I'm actually gonna turn that down because it's supposed to be so nice today. But I'm not gonna try to throw my hoodie on inside. I don't know how to explain just how hot I am. Like just from moving around in here. So we're gonna open the door up and throw our hoodie on because I need some refreshing air on my flesh. Pop this open. Oh, there. Oh my goodness gracious. I need nothing else. Let's go. Feels like summer out here. Not literally. And it'll be a little cold in the Jeep, obviously. I don't even know if I'm gonna need my jacket. But just to be on the safe side, well, I will want probably gloves, maybe this bad boy too. The only problem with wearing a hoodie, you get 1 pocket, 1 kangaroo pouch. That's not enough. Take our garbage with us, get rid of this. Helps if you have keys to unlock the Jeep. Ah. There we go. We're gonna need gloves. Let's just err on the side of caution, shall we? Okay. All right, Miss P. Be back shortly. Okay. So, I got a smoothie cup here that needs to be recycled as well. I just pulled this out of my driver's door in Lucky. It's color match. Oh, it's color match paint for Grace that my friend got me when she worked at Lordco in the summer. Oh no, paint everywhere. Don't do this. I was gonna say maybe it's no good and we'd have to go back to Lordco to get some more. But you know what? That looks darn runny enough to me. Like this sat in the door of Lucky all through that cold snap that we had down to like crazy temperatures. I'm gonna stop letting this get everywhere. I don't know how paint feels about being, you know, that close to frozen death, but in the interest of not spending any more money, we will leave this in, Grace. We will let it warm up as we go. And maybe that's all we will need to touch up her hinges. I'm trying to think if I think we should be okay. But I'm gonna not want to drive her after I touch her up. Anyway, that sounds like a future Matthew problem. Let's get the oil pumping, as you do. There we go. And go. Vroom, vroom, vroom. She doesn't start hard. I do it on purpose. Tell me you have a little girl without telling me you have a little girl. Anyway, I really enjoy having these like pairs of glasses for each vehicle. As long as I remember to leave them in the vehicle when I depart, I always have a pair of glasses when I get back into the vehicle. They're a little cold though, I will say that. Just a little foggy now. I told you I run hot. That includes me face. Heated steering wheel, please. It's a little chilly. Anyway, on my way to the physical therapist, obviously. I was just thinking, I remember a couple videos back, I was talking about potentially getting a cover for Grace's windshield when I tow her behind Lucky, which is something that's going to be coming up again soon. I mean, I wouldn't put a cover like that on just to move around the city, but for those long hauls through the mountains out to BC, it might not be the worst idea. I haven't pulled the trigger on getting it yet, simply because I keep talking myself out of it, in terms of it being like a messy hassle. Because like Grace, she got real dirty the last time I brought her back because it was like sloppy and wet out. I didn't have washer fluid, it was a whole thing. But I'm thinking in my mind's eye into the future, and I'm like, well, I gotta get out there, and then I'm gonna have this disgusting, drippy mess of a mat to take off of the Jeep. And then what, leave it on the roof and drive it into New Denver to hang it at the car wash? Like, it just seems weird. I mean, hose it off at my parents' house, I'm pretty sure the external water shut off kind of thing. And again, I mean, I guess it would be easier on the way back, just drive straight to a car wash and wash off the mat. A lot of people seem to think that a lot of my rock chips and cracks, no, the crack on Grace's windshield hasn't been fixed yet, shush, come from when I'm towing, but that's simply not the case. Lucky's tires are so low and Grace is so close to her that yeah, she will throw stuff up onto the bumper and potentially the grill. Hang on, I gotta merge. I'm yapping and not watching. I am not gonna make that turn. But it's very unlikely that stuff is reaching the actual windshield in terms of like big stuff. I've said it before, having a Jeep Wrangler, you just need to accept the fact that when you're driving the Jeep, you're going to get your windshield bashed to bejeebus. That's just the way it is with the design of the windshield. Nothing we can really do about it, but I don't think, like I said, a lot of that damage is coming from when she's being towed. She get dirty and little tiny rocks and everything splattered up on her, but nothing that's causing this sort of horrific damage. We're gonna let the paint right up here with the rubber duckies. Maybe the Minecraft duck can take a break for a minute, because there's a lot of heat that gets right into this little area up here. Again, not that this is frozen, but it should help. And we have arrived. All right, let's go get needled and or pressure pointed released. All right. It was a needling sort of day. She also gave me some giant elastic bands for my clamshell workout to resist. So I do this one where I'm on my side and you got to separate your legs like you're looking for a good time. And that exercise has been getting a little easier. So you slap these in between your knees, or what, you know what I mean? It's an elastic band that you're essentially pulling apart with your knees, which interestingly enough, apparently red is easier and green is harder. I would have thought they would have been reversed. Red being difficult, but nay, green is hard. And apparently there's blue above that as well. So that was good. And I got a whole bunch of appointments booked as well, so that they're scheduled for when I am here in the city, because again, if you're just joining us, then I'm going to be embarking on a whole long commute soon whilst I'm house sitting for my parents. But like other things, that's a future Matthew problem. Now I say we deal with the first thing I schlepped off to future Matthew, which is those hinges. You know, I gotta fill up the diesel tank first. So I'm gonna stop and do that, and then we'll take a look at those hinges. It's weird too, it's like I'm probably not gonna need very much diesel, but I've definitely gotten into the habit of having a whole bunch on hand in case. With this improved weather though, No, thank you. 2 slushy outs. Let's go. 20 should do her. Just a dab will do ya. On member. All right. Let's do her. Not going to take much. The Rotopax is not empty. I did fill up Lucky's tank yesterday, so we're down a little. Perfect case of I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. That was literally $6.90 worth of diesel. Gloves off. And back in. All right, so this is what we talked about last time. They're dirty now, so it's hard to see the actual chips. That's one right there, that big black spot, and we got a couple down here. My first instinct was to be like, okay, I need some microfiber towels. I don't have any in the Jeep. We'll just go to Canadian Tire and grab some. That seems silly. I'm sure I can get these cleaned up with paper towel in Lucky and some like window cleaner or something and just wipe them down really good. I could probably use vinegar, for crying out loud. So I'm not gonna waste the money doing that. Car wash would be silly because there's no car wash very close to Lucky where she's not gonna get dirty on the way back. So we will just go park back at Lucky and clean up those hinges, and then we will apply some of our paint that has been heating next to the duckies as it do.
Travel far, now retreating. I've longed for this place for so long. Now I lay me down and be long. And I breathe in the air fresh from the blessed Midwest. I am held by the forest.
Alright, well, let's see if we can get those hinges just a little tidier. Hello, Penny. Hold that paint for me, would you? Alright, so a little bit of paper towel, not much, should be fine. I'm going to see if I have that glass cleaner. I know I'm not cleaning glass, just relax, put your fingers away. I just don't know if that stuff has thawed out since it was frozen during that deep freeze. It should have, though. Oh yeah. It is good to go. So there we go. And that's what we will use to sort of tidy up the dirt nasties. I guess we could just wipe that off a little bit first. Yeesh. Preliminary pass. Yuck. So sloppy. Ooh, this one's got a lot more chips on it than the top one does. That's probably because it's closer to the road. Science. All right. Is it open? Yes, it is. Got a spray. Got a spray. Whoops. Man down. I'm not 100% sure how much these little protective things wrap around, so I'd rather get as much dirt off as possible. And yeah, there should be 8 of them, so 2, 4, oh no, 6, 8. There should be 16 of them. Oy vey. All right, well this is the basic premise here. I'm gonna do all 16, well now 14 hinges, and then we'll check in before we start the painting. Okay, so I got all 16 hinges polished up. Some are in way better shape than others, and you can see where I've already retouched the paint a couple times. We'll get to that though. I just remembered the absolute worst has befallen the whole Vanlife Plus situation right now, and that is I have completely run out of hard-boiled eggs. That is a tragedy that needs to be rectified. Toot sweet. Go down here, get our egg cooker. Yes. Here we go. And I'm excited to try, as somebody pointed out, I didn't even realize it, but on the bottom of my little water measuring cup, there is, I don't know if I can do this with one hand. Why am I always trying to do things with one hand? Hey, there's a little pin, you know, to prick your eggs with. And apparently that's a thing. Stabby stab. So anyway, I'm excited to give that a shot, I guess, by relieving pressure and putting a pinhole in an egg. Helps it cook, helps the gases come out, which I don't want to spend any more time talking about egg gases, that's for damn sure. But yeah, let's give that a shot, then we can get the eggs boiling away. Then we can start painting. So I'm going to move the rain energy up here. Oh wait, I can't put that on the fridge because I need the eggs. Grab the eggs from the fridge. There they are. Let's get a chair set up here so that I can then plant my arse in it and take off my boots comfortably. Why I'm taking them off, because I'm just going to go back outside, is beyond me, but here we are. All right, I got this whole situation with the chair sort of spun around here now, and I'm actually going to use my little pull-out table. Uh-oh, maybe I can't do it with this giant chair in here. Hang on, pull the chair. There we go. Tiny home living. Okay, because I want the egg cooker here so that I can have the steam go out the fan. And I don't have to be scared to open this up anymore because those temperatures are rising. So, okay, where did I put the, there it is. So let's get some water in here. That's a little intense. Yeah. There we go. So put the water in the egg cooker. Let's turn the VTOMAN on so I don't have to reach around the eggs. I know that eggs do not appreciate a good reach around. Now, get our eggs. And apparently you're supposed to poke it on the widest part of the egg, which I'm assuming would be like the bottom of the egg. But then the pinhole is going to have to be up. So we're actually going to be boiling these eggs upside down. Apparently this is the thing. All right, so I'm going to do this over the carton because I have every fear completely rationally that any human would have the first time they poke an egg. And it's just going to crack in their hands and egg yuck is going to go everywhere. That looks to be about the top of the egg. I guess I just forced that pin in there. Oh God. Dude, this isn't gonna work. Put it in the carton. Do it like this. Hi. Hey, it worked. There's a, oh, how hard does it have to go in there? All right, there's one pinhole. Is that the bottom of the egg? I don't bloody know. Poke this egg. Hey. Oh, whoop, the egg boiler's already going. Calm down. Who turned you on? Stop steaming you. Cool. I don't know if this is gonna do anything, you guys, but we're gonna find out. Yeah. Cool, and you can't actually go any further, not really. I mean, you could force it, but the curve on the little cup, ow, don't poke the pin with your fingertip, ill-advised. The curve on the measuring cup prevents you from going too deep into the shell. At the same time, it doesn't seem like these pinholes are deep enough, but 5 pin-pricked chicken embryos. So now we're just gonna put these bad boys in their bath. There we go, and we'll see if this makes any difference. I know there's other things you can do. You can add like vinegar or baking soda to the water and this, that, and the other thing to make peeling the eggs easier. This method with the pin pricks, like is the other method and the traditional method for hard-boiled eggs, is after they come out of the hot water, they go into an ice bath. Apparently this pin prick method is supposed to completely make that obsolete. I don't know what completely obsolete means. I don't know how something would be partially obsolete, but here we are. Eggs on. Fan exhausting. Big fat putty tat sleeping. Now we can paint some hinges. Of course, now that I'm in this precarious situation here, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do. Let's do this. Ugh. I may have to just suffer like a pleb and put my boots on without the luxury of a seat. All right, here we go. Let's take the window blocker off. Get some nice daylight into the tiny home on wheels. So we've looked at those ones. These 2 front ones on the drivers, not bad. No chips to speak of, so we don't have to worry about them. They're just going to get those protective strips on them. But you can see over on some of these, was it the front? Yeah, so right there. Oops, focus up camera. You can see I've already touched up one. Not perfect, not pretty. But seriously, who the hell is looking at the door hinges on my Jeep this bloody close? You know? So these ones on the front look okay as well. So that's cool. I don't have to wait for all of them to dry before I can actually open up what I bought to apply. These ones have taken the absolute worst. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 that I've already touched up and getting really bad here. So obviously this is the worst side for rock dings, but all right, let's get some paint applied so it has plenty of time to dry. I probably won't be able to use Grace for the rest of the evening, depending on how fast this dries, which means I may have to get the car seat out of her in order to pick Brooklyn up in Lucky. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's been a hot minute since I've done this. Let's see how well this paint stands up. Like, it's a little goopy, but it always is. I guess the bigger takeaway here is that if you've got a Lordco near you or any other sort of auto parts store that provides paint, they can probably mix it for you. Because you cannot find this color, this high velocity yellow, just off the shelf, but they were able to make it, which is always cool. So there's a lot on my shaft here. Yikes. Okay, cover that up. Not pretty. Covering up the metal, which is the whole point. I miss the days of those applicator pens. They tend to work a little bit better, but this is more bang for your buck. It's not terrible. It's not good. It's not terrible. I'm gonna do the other side, and then we'll see how tricky it is to get those. Oh, there's one more there. Don't forget about that one. Yikes. Quickly rub off your shaft, and then get the paint with a little tiny chip. I don't even know if those things are gonna go that far. Here we go. And of course. So that's all done. Those are all topped up, I was gonna say. The paint's on the chips. Anyway, for anybody wondering why I might be doing that, maybe you don't know, but those rock chips can lead to rust. And the Jeep hinges as is aren't the greatest. I mean, the other alternative is you can get actual like complete covers for the entire hinge. You can also get third-party or aftermarket hinges for the doors, which is probably the route I will go eventually. But for now, this is just one other way of protecting them. Now, if I had been smart and not rested on my laurels, I would have done this very closer to when I first got the Jeep, but I didn't, because I can be a fool. But here we are, and we've got all our little protectors laid out here. Right next to our egg sauna, you can see we've got the protectors. So they're just clear little guys. You just apply them to the hinges. So I'm gonna attempt to do this to one that I didn't have to paint. So let's see how that goes. Apparently I needed to touch up my index finger as well. Ooh. It's kind of hard to show, but it's super simple to do. If you can see here, how well you can see, there's two different shaped ones. You got one that's just like the same size all the way around. And you got this one that kind of has the tapered end on it. The tapered end goes on the bottom part of the hinge, because you've got that part that extends out. This is not going to be the best tutorial for this, but that is a-okay. But yeah, these things are just super simple little plastic covers that just stick on there. I don't know how well they're going to stay on given, you know, over time, but for now they seem to be pretty good. This is the last one I'm going to do. I've done the other door and the top hinge here, and this should be just fine. There we go. So those are on there. We can't do the rear doors yet. Obviously the paint is drying, but this one had a painted chip on it already, and the stuff is sticking perfectly. So once that dries, Bob's your uncle. Grace will be protected. Also, while I'm filming this, a whole little police bust happened behind me. Walmart van life. I have no other information. All right, and the eggs look to be done, which is great. Yes, of course, we didn't blow a fuse, did we? No, we're good. Yeah, this guy shut itself off. So that is good. They are our hard-boiled eggs. We'll let them calm down, and then we will peel one in a little while. And whilst I wait, I think I'll go into Hotel Walmart to use the Biffy. You keep your eye on those criminals, all right? Thanks. Back in Lucky. Looks like the steam has abated. Put this up here. Put that away. Let me see here. I think I saw, yeah. So one thing I'm noticing with these pinholes is the eggs, well, one of them got a pretty good crack in him. The integrity of his shell has been compromised for sure. Let's crack one of these bad boys open and see if they peel any easier. I'll grab that cracked one just so I don't have to put it in the fridge. So yeah, you can't really see it. Well, a little bit, kind of right there. It was definitely worse before I went into Walmart, so it's kind of calmed down, which I guess that makes sense. Pressure has been released. Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's no, it's not that much difference. Maybe after they're refrigerated, it'll make a bigger difference. But I would say this first experiment with putting a pinhole in the shell has not yielded any sort of improved results. Sad day. I thought for sure that would work like a hot damn. Yeah, well, not everything's a winner. Hi, Penny. It's funny. These are my last eggs. I should have bought more eggs while I was in Walmart as well. Oh well. I'm sure I'll find myself in there again later. So, yeah, I don't know. Ah well. Well, let's get these bad boys in the fridge and they can cool down and maybe they'll peel easier later. I totally just stuffed that other one right in my mouth. Right now we gotta clean this little bad boy. So get this table down, the towel there. Let's get rid of this eggshell and get our chair. Back over here, there we go. Boots off again. Tuck it back here a ways. Straighten out your carpet. Getting all disheveled. And I hate when that happens. You are crooked AF. My apologies. Okay, let's move the jet boil out of the way. Slide that stuff back. So pull this off. You can see this, I don't know, mineral deposits from the water or from the egg. This actually doesn't look nearly as bad as it has, but again, it wasn't full. It didn't have 7 eggs in it. What I love about this is a little bit of vinegar on this thing. That was probably even like a little excessive. Probably didn't even need that much, but and then a quick wipe, and it's just clean. So satisfying. These little dot stains are new. I'm gonna blame that on the egg gases that escaped through the pinholes. Dry out the lid. There we go. Back on the egg cooker, unplug that from the VTOMAN. Scoot your butt back. Drawer open. Egg cooker returned from whence it came. Perfect. Oh, I guess I'm not gonna need that cleaner anymore. So we can shove this back in here. My Joe coffee maker and close. Nice. All right, I know you, Miss P. Is it time for some treats before I start doing some editing? Switch up there. Oh yeah, we got some recycling to do later. Put that up front so it's out of the way. Window cover. Hello, darling. You stay there. Probably time for some of these, huh? Come here. What's this? Come here. You don't want to get up? You lazy turkey. With this? With this? Good girl. Nice. Good girl. Oh, it's a good kitty. There's a good kitty. How are your claws? You still doing okay? We don't need to cut them again yet, do we? I don't think so. Okay, so come back here and I'm going to grab my computer. Oh, my mother is calling. I better take this. Actually, let me see if it comes through. Can I get it on the laptop? There she is. You gonna sit down?
See how this works. I got my phone plugged in.
Oh yes.
Over on the cupboard.
Say hi to
Seeing
YouTube.
how this- What's that?
Say hi to YouTube. And she's frozen. This is what we have to deal with. Elon Musk has abandoned them in their time of need. Their Starlink is not the best. Hello.
Oh, hello. I'm back. Yeah, I guess that didn't work too great. Hi, YouTube. Pain in the arse was getting by the automated voice, right? And she's sending me texts about Easy Roam and everything else.
Yeah.
And how I'll send you this link. You can do it yourself. Was that good? I said, no, it's not good. I want to talk to somebody.
Right?
Finally, she put me through it.
Stupid AI.
Anyway, upgraded our entire plan. TELUS now has a plan that's unlimited calls, texting, and I guess it must mean your data as well, right?
Oh, I don't know about... Well, yeah. Technically, all data is unlimited on those plans now, yes.
Yeah, for Canada, US, and Mexico.
Yeah.
And it's vice versa. Doesn't matter where you are, what country you're in.
That's about as good as you can get then, eh? All right, so that is good to go. Nice conversation with Mom and Dad. Talking about everything out there. They got so much snow out there right now. It lands on the roofs and it piles up. And when it starts to melt, it slides down in these massive chunks that just make the loudest noise when they hit the earth. And apparently it scared the bejeebus out of their cat Sheba, and she's just got the spinnies or the zoomies. I don't blame her. It is loud. I've been out there on occasion when that happens. Be interesting to see what it's like when I'm out there shortly. But we were talking about all that and road conditions and a whole bunch of other things. So what I'm going to do now is I've still got a few hours before I got to pick up my little girl. The hinges are still drying. I'm going to leave that till about probably 3 o'clock. Then we'll go out there and take a peek, see if they're dry enough. And if they are, I will slap those remaining guards on and we'll call it a day with that. Or we will be shuffling stuff around. And Lucky is not currently in a, I would call, drivable state. So by doing and checking on it that early, I'll have plenty of time to arrange Lucky, should she have to be our chariot for this evening. In the meantime, though, you know what? I was going to crawl into the back and do some editing. But Penny looks very cozy right now, so maybe we'll leave her alone. We'll grab this back. Sorry, Penny. Just causing you all sorts of grief. We'll sit our butt back down on this chair. And we're just going to do some editing here. This chair, I tell you guys, has been a game changer. It's just so, it just adds another level of hominess, because it gives you, that's the one thing I think I've been really missing in my van build, is like, I've got my bed, which is where I spend most of my time when I'm in here. And then I've got the living quarters where it's been a fight with stools and collapsible buckets or poop buckets and this, that, and the other thing, just for a place to sit. And nothing's ever had a nice backrest that isn't hugely bulky and a pain in the butt to take down. Because like when I think about like a camper on an RV, or sorry, a camper on a truck, or even an RV, right? They've got little sitting areas. I didn't build anything like that into Lucky. I could, in theory, remove my water station, maybe put something here as a place to sit, but I'm really not ready to get rid of my my sink and all of that. Over here could be another option, but then again, I would lose out on so much storage. So, I mean, Lucky's built the way Lucky's built, and this chair has just provided that one missing element. Yeah, I'm talking about a camping chair in a cargo van. Quality content! Quality content! Yeah, and I gotta do some editing. Okay, decided to take a little break from editing. It's just after 2 o'clock in the afternoon now, and I remembered that my fridge needs to sort of be well cleaned out. Oh, it smells like eggs. I wonder why. Yeah, I don't know, just every once in a while you gotta get in here like any other fridge and just sort of give it a once over. So I figured, well, we're waiting for paint to dry. We may as well do that. Enunciate. And when you enunciate, you spit. Yeah, also I picked up this Tuscan chickpea salad from Walmart last night, just out of complete curiosity, and it ain't half bad. I mean, I've had better, but I have had far worse, and you know, God bless the chickpea. I'm gonna pull out the basket. I don't think anything in here needs to be thrown out yet, so we're just gonna do the old heave-ho. That's not too heavy. Let's keep it nice and close. Hi. Yeah. See, it just tends to get away on you. I don't know how it happens. Yuck. It just sort of gets schmutzy. So, and that's actually quite a lot of liquid. I don't know. Why did I stick my finger in it? Just a little bit of paper towel. That would be much, much better. I'm also running Lucky right now. You can probably hear it. There's nice sun today, and we were pulling an okay solar charge, but there was none yesterday, and I didn't run Lucky at all yesterday. So we're charging up the house batteries right now. Which is funny because I'm actually just editing a part on the vlog where I was just talking about that. But I think it's all sort of important information to have. If you don't think so, well, too bad. That's Vanlife, baby. Always chasing power. That is an unacceptable amount of liquid in this fridge. Did something open? Ooh. I need to make a chart and make sure I do this way more frequently. Damn, that's nasty. Get your poop in a group refrigerator. Just like the dishes, the best way to clean this, need some vinegar. I had to get a new vinegar bottle as well. My old one just got a little cockeyed, as they do. So we got this nice one, and this one actually sprays way better than that old one. I'm really loving it. Is that enough? Probably not. Oddly enough, there's no smell. So that's a bonus. This is, my fridge is from the brand, or the company, Set Power. I did a review for them, God, like 2 summers. My apologies, you fell right off there and the camera even turned itself off. Sometimes it happens when you're balancing on a fridge and a dashboard. Anyway, the fridge has been great. I did a review for them about... There! Now you're on Lucky's phone mount when I'm driving. Anyway, I did the review for them about 2 summers ago. It's very dark. Here. Maybe this will help. And I really like the fridge. It's kept up. I haven't had any problems with it. The only time I ever had an issue was when I didn't keep it full enough and the freezing cold temperatures dropped the temperature in the fridge. You know, nothing really froze. It was still chugging away. That being said, it's very large. I think I'm going to be starting to look for something a little smaller. And I really do want that EcoFlow Glacier fridge. For those that don't know, last summer I had a contract with the company EcoFlow. That's how I ended up with my Delta 2 Pro Max power generator in the back. That thing's amazing. One of the best power generators I've ever used, or solar generators, I should say. And yes, they are called solar generators because they don't take gas and you can charge them from the sun. Anyway, moving right along. I also got the, I don't even remember what it's called now. The air conditioner heater combo. Anyway, that's out at my parents' right now. It was okay in some like extremely hot days. I haven't even bothered with the heating function because just the whole, you gotta duct it out, 2 big ass hoses, and like in theory it could be worth it on some days, but it was better used by my parents during hot days out in their sticks and bricks home. And the only reason I agreed to do that contract was because I was also supposed to get their Glacier refrigerator, which is super appealing because it has a built-in ice maker. Now, I've got no experience with it, none whatsoever, so I don't know if it's any good or not. But due to, you know, supply chain issues and whatnot, they backed out of that part of the contract, and I never got the fridge. So I mean, it's fine. I was able to finish up my contract with them. Their products seem very reliable, but I really want that fridge. But I don't want the pressure of having to review it. So Craze Outdoors here in Calgary actually does carry EcoFlow products, and I'm going to try to save up and get myself one of those refrigerators for this summer, because not only does it have an ice maker in it, it's also dual zone, which this one is not. This is solo zone, and there ain't nothing wrong with that because, like I said, this thing has been a beast. It can be a freezer, it just can't be both a fridge and a freezer. So obviously I've survived just fine without a freezer, but man, it would be nice to be able to have popsicles for the little pirate princess in the summertime. And plus, I think the footprint of the Glacier is a little bit smaller. This one is very large, which in turn makes it a lot more difficult to clean when it gets yucky. All right, we're looking about as clean as we are gonna get right now. So let's get this lovely gift from Bill all stocked in here. Let's get our OCD under control. There we go. Get the rain soldiers in here as we do, so that tomorrow morning we won't have to deal with room temperature rain. There we go. Man, that looks like they sponsor my channel. They do not. I just like it. There's one left. Let's close. Oh! It's because it's right where the black part, right where the ridge is. Hang on, right in the middle. Ha ha ha! Winner, winner! Chicken rain energy. Okay. And now let's get the rest of this back in here. Whoa! Drop the butter. I hate when that happens. All right, is that anything? Oh yeah, I still got all this stuff that was up on there as well. You know what? Just gonna dump it in here. That's the other thing with, you know, like Vanlife refrigerators. If they're not up, like let's say like Simon's at Foresty Forest, he's got that really nice one that's like a mini fridge basically. I guess you could turn this one that way, but you'd lose a lot of space. This one would not work like that. But it just becomes this like void that you drop stuff into. That's just one of those compromises you gotta make. No, I don't have anything in there for you. Or are you reminding me that I forgot to put the chickpea salad, eggs, and your can of wet food in the fridge? Is that what's happening? No, right then. My bad. This can sit right on my yogurt. Into the void with you. And the chicken embryos from whence they came. Well, not literally. It's not like that's where the chicken is. Is that better? Oh, thank you. Got this lane box. We can add this to the other little bit of recycling I want to do. From the snacky snack treats from Francis. That there, and there. Remember to take that with us. I'm really thinking that that paint is going to be dry enough to slap those guards onto. I can't imagine it still being, you know, tacky. And even if it is a little bit tacky, those things should still stick to it. And like I said, if I'm being honest, I'm probably either going to replace those hinges or I might just get the little sticky things that go all the way over the hinges. I've really been debating with purple accents for her. Like you can get hinge covers for the doors where the hood is, for the rear tailgate, and little like purple accents for all sorts of little things all over her. Because in my mind, coming from a photography background and a design background, purple and yellow are opposite on the color wheel, so they should look good together. I don't know though, because Grace isn't quite, she's not traditionally yellow, you know what I mean? She got that like maybe she's green, maybe she's yellow kind of angle to her. I mean, it's why I love her, but it makes choosing any sort of accent colors difficult. Obviously black would be a safe bet, but it can be kind of boring too. First world problems. I'm still trying to get rid of this giant bottle of water. In the last video, I ended up buying 2 of these, one for my water supply under the sink and one for this. I just prefer having it in my Yeti bottle here. It's just easier to walk around with, especially when it's in a bottle this big. And I'll have my little girl tonight. We usually go to a indoor playground, and it's nice to have our water bottles with us. Is Brooklyn's in here, or is it? Oh gosh, it might still be in Grace. It should be thawed out. We'll have to check for that when we're in there. Vinegar back where it belongs. I like this one, this bottle too. It doesn't flop around nearly as much as the old one did. It reaches up to the ceiling, grabs on for dear life, and says, "Let's do it!" I mean, it doesn't literally say that, it's a bottle. Have I been in this van for too long? All right, so let's get this stuff into Grace so we don't forget it. Okay, that's there. And let's take a quick peek at this stuff. Do we think it's dry yet? Oh yeah. Oh heck yeah, let's check the other side. There's a little bit more damage up here. Nice and dry. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna slap on those protective covers and not have to worry about doing the old truffle shuffle with the car seat. And there we go. Grace has her little condoms on. Little plastic sleeves. It'll be interesting to see how long they hold up for, if they like come off in the first car wash or the first trip on the highway, but I knew this wasn't a problem that I wanted to continue to sort of chase. I was definitely resting on my laurels. I was aware of this being an issue and I wasn't staying on top of it. If you're looking to buy yourself a Jeep Wrangler, maybe do that right away or get protective covers for the hinges. It's just because they stick out and most cars don't. Another thing that I'm very aware of is apparently where they mate to the door. So behind here, take these 2 bolts out, and behind here, the metal on the other side of this and the material on the door. Apparently through science, they don't like each other and they can start to corrode. So another thing to look forward to in the future. Also another reason to perhaps get aftermarket door hinges. I'm just glad that's done now. And I'm not exaggerating. This is how nice it is outside right now. It's like 5 degrees Celsius. I don't really need my hoodie. I mean, if I'm gonna be out in it for longer than right now, yeah, sure, I'd put it on. But just to slap that on there, that's one nice thing about Calgary. The Chinooks. It's long enough. Well, it is about that time. Time to go pick up the Pirate Princess and get on with our evening. Oh, don't want to forget my water bottle. Yep. There we go. Perfect. Suit up just as we did this morning. And I'm going to say thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Thank you for watching as always. If you're not subscribed, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would absolutely appreciate it. And until the next one, everybody, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive, and remember, only dead fish go with the flow.